Greetings and salutations, my most excellent people. Welcome to the Walk for the Homeless. This year, the prayer for the homeless, we, you know, is 12/21, and like to start out by saying it's not these things don't always work out as we have planned. Every day is not always as we have planned, but there's a bigger plan for us all, and things always going to work out. As long as we keep on pushing positivity out there and believing in our dreams and believing on our hopes and dreams, even if our dreams don't always come as we have envisioned them. Traditionally we have this walk for the homeless outside on the longest night of the year. Traditionally we do the walk for the homeless, and we walk. We march through the downtown areas throughout the entire country. Every year we organize with homeless activists throughout the country and even throughout the world. We had walk for the homeless in Japan, LA, Seattle, and also in many other cities around the world, all happening at the same time in past years. And this year, we are doing a walk for the homeless digitally through the television stream, because this is where you guys are. We gotta come to where the people are, because we realize that we all don't know what we're doing from one day to the next. A lot of us don't have a backup plan. A lot of us don't have a savings. A lot of us are in debt. So we take this day, our daily bread. Each day, we work for our daily bread. And we forgive us for my trespasses, as I forgive you for yours. And let kingdom come, and let it be done, as earth as is in heaven. And take this day our daily bread. So, that's all we can ask for, just our daily bread, every day to be fed and to be loved and to love each other. And the most important thing is that we all continue to love each other in spite of our own personal difficulties and the difficulties with each other, right? The problem with homelessness is not with those that are homeless. The problem with the homelessness is not with the individuals that are homeless, but with society judging them for being homeless and allowing them to die on the streets, allowing those that are incapable or handicapped or mentally ill just to lay and to die on the streets. And what the problem is with us is to allow us to have every one of us to allow to have a society that does this. That those that need the most help, that those are forgotten. That's the problem with society, with the done to the homeless. And I know, it's overwhelming, because you feel like you are hopeless to those that change the fact that they're homeless. I know, you're probably powerless to help another person. And that's how I feel right now. I'm barely hanging on as it is. I'm barely able to take care of myself. And I'm sure that's how most of you guys feel. And how am I going to take care of somebody else? You know, I got, you know, and that's definitely how, but we gotta help. And I'm gonna get into more of that future. But the fifth thing is that we gotta make changes in our society and the way we think. You know, we gotta help out at community shelters, and we gotta give money to the not only the shelters but the programs to next step programs that help people out of the shelter and out of the emergency programs, because we don't want to have people stuck in emergency programs, because we don't want to let people get stuck in a state of emergency. That's the problem with these a lot of these shelters, and that's why we got to have programs to stop people from getting to the point where they need these programs, like programs that help people pay their rent or make sure that they don't end up on the street, and also help people that are behind, especially this year. And also, we also need help, be able to help people when they do get in this situation, better their lives. So those are just thoughts, and I'm going to get back into that future video. But like, we gotta, just because you have less doesn't make you a less of a person. Just because you don't have money doesn't make you that you don't have a purpose in this world. And I guess a lot of people that are homeless turn to substances and deal with substance abuse and are mentally incapable or mentally ill or mentally or handicapped, and they are the one that need help, and they're the why they are forcefully occupying every downtown city in every America. They are there protesting to be helped because they have no other choice. And instead of us as a society doing something. But, technology is changing. Technology getting better. We are going to be going to the moon. We're going to have computers to do more and more things for us. And hopefully we can take more time to help each other. Help each other with what's important. Help people. Because I'm doing really great. I'm actually doing better than I have done this whole year. This new year is looking really far up, right? And I want to say that I'm going to this year I'm doing really great. I'm going into really a lot of great and new opportunities as I'm going to. I just got to 4,500 subscribers. So 4,500 subscribers. And I'm going to make you guys a special deal. Because this Walk for the Homeless is not to raise money for the homeless. But this is to raise awareness and understanding for the problem and poverty in our society. But I'm willing to donate 10 cents for every one of you guys that subscribed to Eric the Goat Guy YouTube channel. Every last one of you guys. So just hit the subscribe button right now on Eric the Goat Guy, and you will donate 10 cents. I mean, that's not much, but what if a bunch of you guys, what if 100 people subscribe? What if 1,000? That's $100. Wow. What if 1 million people subscribe? I mean, I might have to figure out a way to give money over the course of some time, but I will gladly give it because, but yeah. So, yeah, so 10 cents for every subscriber that I get until New Year's Eve 2021. So you guys got 1 week to hit that subscribe button to support to the poor. And I will be deciding a nonprofit helps the poor and homeless. And right now is a good time of year to support the poverty. Support homelessness if you want to. I mean, you don't have to donate to me. If you want to donate to the Rock Club Foundation, because we have done a lot of things for the homeless and the poor, but you don't have to. But I like to take a little bit of time to, because this is a good segue, to talk about the things that we have done in the past year. So we started the Walk for the Homeless over a decade ago, right? We started the Walk for the Homeless when we was doing our Earth Day Festival. We've been doing the Earth Day Festival for over 20 years. And I go to these public events and fundraisers downtown in my hometown, right? And as we go to the city Congress meetings, we just sitting here listening to Congress people complain about the homeless people sitting at the park benches downtown, right? And he's like, what are we going to do about these people sitting on our park benches? We need to hire more police. And the police is like, well, it's not technically illegal to be on public property. I'm like, well, yeah, but what are we paying you for? We'll up your salary and like literally they're like trying to the mayor's sitting there like trying to tell the police officers to pretty much illegally, and it's getting to that point where like it's becoming more illegal to be homeless, and they are trying to lock up the homeless people in jail. And it's going to be a really big problem now. Like, literally, you can, literally get locked up and ticketed for sleeping on the streets. I understand, you can't sleep in, a shopping district or downtown area. But to have nowhere in a city you can sleep outside, it's, a little bit extreme. I understand there are areas that, and if somebody is caught sleeping outside, they should be ticketed or arrested. They may be brought to, a homeless shelter or asked to move or something of this, nature, probably. But it would be good if they actually have, resources to take people there, that treat people with respect and understanding, because the problem with addiction and a lot of things, there's been a whole there's somebody back, they call it the mouse, the mouse park program, right? And what they did is they took lab rats and they fed them I think it was cocaine or some addiction substance, right? And they put it in their water. And the rats drank it until they OD'd, right? 9% of the time, right? Without fail, they just drink the water until they die. And so what they did is they took some of the rats that was addicted to. They took some of the rats before they OD'd, and they put them in this park, right? Along with other rats that have never tried the substance. And they put them in the park with 2 water bottles, one with or without the drug, and they let them hang out with all the other rats. They got everything the rat could do to be happy. And it seems like when the scientists say when the rats are more happy, they're a lot less willing to the drugs, to the point, and they like, wow. So I think that's the same thing with people. Like, if you able to help people, and they continue to help them, and they get treatment and counseling, and the happiness levels go up, they are less likely to abuse substances, right? And if they're less likely to abuse substances, then they're less likely to fall in addiction. And even when they do fall in addiction, they are able to recover through counseling and all of those other programs, and when their happiness levels go up. And individually, we don't have control. We might not have control to change and rehab an individual, but I feel like with the technology and science that we have, we could able to, because the problem with poverty is that every year there's 12 million, 13 million people die, right? There is there's homelessness, people dying on LA streets at a record rate, right? And there are also people are becoming homeless at a record rate. Every year more and more people are become homeless. And we, as society, for some reason, we've been programmed to just act like it doesn't exist. But now there's so many of them, it's like we get a hard time to function. We have a hard time when walking outside before we are confronted by the issue. It's the biggest pandemic that we are facing in 2020. And we think that we're facing a pandemic in 2020. But the biggest pandemic that we've been facing for the last, that we haven't been seriously dealing with. I mean, we all overnight started wearing face masks and cleaning our hands, right? Imagine if overnight we do programs that change the way we deal with poverty and homelessness. Imagine if we can make steps to change that. Because I guaranteed that's a lot going to be going, So that's... Because if we don't start making changes, then the pandemic of homelessness and poverty is not going to go away unless we take steps to prevent it and to treat it and to, So let's work on that together as society. Let's all do our part and make the world a better place. And the biggest thing you can do is share this video with your friends. Hit that subscribe button. And maybe volunteer at some organization that helps these people. And because and maybe just talk to these people on the street instead of judging them, and maybe convince them to go get help or treatment or just or off, so Well, guys, thank you guys for so much for listening to my 1221 rant about the homeless. We are doing a lot of beautiful things this year going forward. I'm looking forward to Earth Day and other events that we're having planned throughout the year with the Rock Club Foundation. I haven't given up for the Rock Club Foundation. So, yeah, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to do a lot more things for the community. So, thank you so much.